Well, good morning and welcome to the show. I am your host, Alissa Henry, standing in for Sean Ireland today. Coming up at 9, Meghan Markle's dad is speaking out again. Faux pas he just made about the royal family and what he is saying about those infamous paparazzi photos. The flaw allowed anyone to look up your name, email, and home address, birthdays, phone numbers, and the last 4 digits of debit and credit cards. I feel like every parent, this is like their worst nightmare. Sure. So it happened during a wedding reception last month. Sarah Goodman and her husband were talking to friends, and her 5-year-old son wandered off. Well, surveillance video captured this. The boy is near the sculpture. He then hugs it, and then it starts to topple over. And if you missed the AMAs last night, you missed one of the most death-defying performances of all time. And I'm not exaggerating. Take a look at this video. If it looks like Pink is performing on the side of a building, that's because she is. After researching this story, I went to my own Facebook profile, downloaded my information, found a complete record of messages, photos, videos, events, password changes, friend requests, posts, profile changes. They even have a record of my entire timeline going back to the first comment from a classmate posted on Thursday, September 15th of 2005. We're talking thousands of pages of information. I had to go over to the printer and stop it from printing. Cordray tried to establish himself as the most experienced candidate. Here's what he says the next governor has to do when it comes to bringing more jobs into Ohio.
That if we want to bring businesses to Ohio.
The RNC says Comey has no credibility and is just doing this to sell his book. Still, guys, #1 trending topic on Twitter this morning, that Comey interview. Lots of people are talking about it. So traffic isn't that backed up in that area, so that probably is your best bet. Of course, if you live in that area, you probably have some other workarounds that you know, but 270 to Tuttle to get back on 270 is probably the fastest route for you. We are following one accident, 71 southbound at 670. Traffic is backed up there to 17th. No one is saying that what Kylie Jenner has done has not been very successful. Right. I mean, she's really famous. She's turned like a lip kit into like a gazillion-dollar business. Self-made, though? Right. That's like the opposite of self-made.
Well, that was my issue
this
morning. That was what I brought up earlier.
This is breaking entertainment news this morning. Mariah tells the magazine that she was diagnosed way back in 2001. She says it all goes back to an incident 15 years ago after an erratic moment she had on MTV's TRL.
And Alissa, didn't President Bush announce something like this earlier?
Yes, he did. Back in January of 2004. It was a very similar plan which never got off the ground. It called for creating a colony on the moon and withdrawing from the space station in 2010. Of course, it's still around. President Trump's plan seems to have more focus to it.
We're going to let our social media expert, Alissa Henry, talk more about this. All right, well, what's going on?
Well, good morning. Scientists from the National Health Institute say social media has more positive effects on kids' daily lives compared to traditional media. It was a great night. Last night's game was a close, high-scoring contest. I stayed up all the way to the end. That final play, the Eagles ran away with the win, but Pink and Justin Timberlake, they can both consider themselves winners this morning as well. Now let's start with the national anthem. Oh my gosh, this is the wildest Wednesday I've ever experienced here at Columbus Zoo and Aquarium.
This is Lucille, and she is a ball python. So one of the things that we do for our shows is we have a kid come up on stage, and they actually get to hold the ball python.
So kids do this, so I shouldn't be so afraid. Now,
exactly.
Okay.
So she's a really sweet
I did not sign a waiver before coming to the zoo here today. But,
so it's another sweet.
Good morning. You are about to witness the greatest basketball skills you've ever seen on Good Day Columbus. Watch this. Oh, okay, maybe next time. That wasn't my best, but I promise Edwin, he made it earlier, and he had me thinking that I could make it. And joining me, Bruce Wimbish. Good morning.
Good morning.
The greatest basketball skills ever, right?
I saw it before.
Not for me. Okay, so we are here at Town, NCAA Women's Final Four going on this weekend. Big championship game tomorrow. Yes. But this is a huge event for the fans. Tell us about it. It's called Bridging the Gap, and it's the third in a series of community forums. This event comes at a time when there's been several police-involved shootings and protests happening across the country and right here at home. In just a few hours, Reynoldsburg police officers and community members will meet right here to have a conversation, an open conversation, and the goal is to inform and educate. Good morning. Yes, I'm in the festive holiday spirit today because it is Toys for Tots, our premier event every season. I am so excited. You can see cars are already pulling up. Good morning. You brought toys for us. This is great.
You want to try challenging her or maybe do a bigger jump?
Let's do a bigger jump. Okay. And this time I won't. This time I won't almost pee my pants. Okay.
Do you feel our hands are a little bit sticky?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Do you know what that's from?
No, what's it from?
So we use a GPS when we get lost, but
Okay.
bush babies, they actually will pee on their hands.
Oh, great. That makes me feel fantastic.
And then
We are live at the Arnold Expo. Coming up, we're going to take you inside. We'll show you the Scottish Highland Games, and I'll show you why I'm picking up this sheep. Oh, it's so heavy. We'll be right back. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. Do you think it's difficult to make divorce funny? Because that's kind of what you're doing with this show.
I think the show is.
How do you expect, or how do you encourage parents to get their kids interested in cooking with so many? I mean, you have restaurants, you want people to go to your restaurants, but parents also want their kids in the kitchen. What advice do you have to encourage
It's
kids
a great
to be
question.
in the kitchen?
You know, I think.
And Dr. Sarah Denny joins us this morning to talk about how you can keep your kids safe. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So let's get right to it.
Sure.
What are some ways that we can protect our kids? Well, I think we're going to join the band. You ready to join the
You
band?
got two more members. All right. We're going to be right back. Good Day Columbus continues.
That's fun.
Let's do it again.
You know what I'm finding? If you break the fry, that makes it easier. If you break it, so then
yeah.
it stays in there better.
Okay.
Smart
See?
girl. You got it.
Investigative reporting.
I know.
know.
You're gonna win a Peabody for this, Alissa.
All right, countdown. Ready?
Go.
2, 1, there she goes.
There she is.
Oh my God.
Run to that dressing
I know.
room.
That's so
It's
great.
cold.
Thank you to the Columbus Police Academy students over there who are helping her.
We are probably looking the same way you're looking over there on the east side. Right now I'm in Hilliard. As we just announced, Hilliard City Schools are closed. And this is why. Take a look. This is Hilliard Rome Road, which is a very popular road. Right now it's deserted because it's so early. But if you are planning to use this road this morning, you'll want to use extreme caution. There is a lot of snow out here, and it's kind of hard to tell. You can see my feet are buried in the snow. We've only been out here for about an hour at this point, and on our car there's about a half-inch thick of snow. I don't know how deep this is. I'll have to check it out. But I do know if you are in Hilliard and you don't have school today, it is a great day to get outside and make a snow angel. Whee! Guys, back to you. Woohoo!
Leave it to Alissa to have fun in the snow.